all, welcome back to Rambling RunOff. I am your host, Rios, here with you once again for Rambling RunOff, a sports podcast, giving you the sports news I think you need to hear. And of course, with me as always is my co-host, Mr. Danny Tan. Danny, tell the people what's up.
What up, everybody? How's everyone doing?
Welcome
to our special 50th episode.
50 official episodes of Rambling RunOff. I am excited. I'm a little nervous because, Danny, can you tell there's something a little bit different about today's episode?
Yeah, welcome to our face reveal. It's not as dramatic as Dream or whatever, but this is a one-time special where we got our cams on. Hello, what's going on?
No, yeah.
Looking good. I see you. You see me.
Yeah, I see you, cuz. Look at this guy. Fresh cut. But yeah.
Got the polo rolling.
I mean, I know you guys have probably seen me on the socials, like on TikTok or Instagram. But yeah, this is us right here, man. And yeah, like how Danny said, not one-time thing, but for today, for now, special occasion.
Well,
we're gonna be
limited edition
right
now.
For now.
Yeah,
you're catching us here. Sorry, I'm moving my phone. I have a timer on and whatnot on my phone here. But yeah, we're glad that you guys can see us in the flesh. But 50 episodes of Rambling RunOff, official episodes. All right, official episodes. I gotta get used to the camera. I think I'm too.
Yep, no podium shows counted.
Yeah, podium shows don't count. But yeah, man, I'm happy that we got to episode 50. I apologize. I know we kind of disappeared for a hot minute. But we're here now. We're the big 5-0.
Yeah. Life happens sometimes.
No, yeah.
Yep, 5-0.
I mean, yeah.
Big. What is it? 50 is that a silver anniversary?
I'm not exactly
something like that.
Sure, but yeah. But yeah, Danny, are you excited that we're doing episode 50?
Yes, I am super excited.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, 50 episodes. I mean, really, a couple of years, we should be at like fucking 150. But,
no, yeah.
I mean, life happens. That's what it is.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm super excited.
No, yeah, dude. I'm just glad that we made it this far, and I hope we got more 50 to go.
Hell yeah.
But
50 anniversary is actually gold. Color is gold.
Gold? Oh, okay. We're in our gold era.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, but yeah, on tap for today's
rocking the gold, baby.
On tap for today's episode, we're gonna be going over some more NBA, a lot of soccer, of course. The NBA regular season, the NBA in-season tournament is currently happening right now. We also got the MLS playoffs that concluded, and now we're going towards the final. Then in the warm-up, we're just gonna kind of highlight our show a little bit and give ourselves a pat on the back. And then towards the end, in the rundown, we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about. So please stick around for that. But yes, of course, as always, I got to ask my homie Danny. Danny, how have you been? What you been up to? What's new on the streets?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty good. I have just been working. The latest thing I'm doing is I got fitted for some golf clubs. So I'm trying to get some new golf clubs. Right now I'm playing with some blades I got from $50 off of a old Armenian man in nearby Montebello. He told me it'd either curse my golf game or give me good luck. I've been doing okay with them so far, but I feel like they're a little tough for me to hit. So after like a bit of a lesson, the coach guy told me he suggested to get some easier to hit irons so I can build up to the blades that I have now, which are really old, but I can play those for a few years and then maybe down the line get some blades of my own. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I have a little bit of a obsessive disorder, not compulsive, but when I dive into a subject, I dive deep, learn everything I can about it, hours and hours and hours. I'll like watch videos for days and days. But yeah, I could tell you a bunch of the golf club models and all the stuff now, and how far you should hit your 7-iron and all that other stuff that I didn't even have a chance of knowing before. But what you got going on, Rob?
I mean, I feel like I got nothing much, but I did go golfing not so long ago. I went to our local range out here.
Oh god damn! Without me?
Yeah, I've told you this. I'm like, hey, they got like Top Golf here now, and you're like, oh,
I
okay.
know, I know.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I did all right.
yeah.
It's like
They got that tracer on one of our local ranges.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's not that expensive either. You just roll up with your clubs or whatever and start whacking at them. You got a couple games on that system, so it was pretty fun. I had a good time. But yeah, other than that, nothing much. Just been going to work.
That's
I
cool.
was at work over the weekend. I was exhausted. Felt like I was woke up with a headache the other day. I'm
Oh
just like,
damn.
bro, like this ain't it, bro. This ain't pushing P energy, bro. But hey, I'm here. I'm happy. We're
Yeah.
doing. It took us a while, and I'm sorry, everybody, but I had as a car honks outside my house, it's probably the bread man. But yeah, I'm just happy that we finally got to episode 50. Can you not, sir? I don't want to buy your damn bread, sir. Thank you very much. You're ruining episode 50.
Man, bread man. It's not the elote.
Nah, it's not the elote,
Not the
man.
elotero.
Nah. They come on a cart. He's still going, bro. No one
Damn.
wants your damn bread right now, sir. It's dark outside. It's pitch black. This
Bro, I
whole
know.
time change
It's
got
6
me messed
p.m.
up, bro.
Well, it's dinner time, I guess.
Oh, it is true. It's probably dessert time for a lot
Yeah.
of people. But yeah, got a little sidetracked
Yeah.
there, but it's all good. But yeah, do you got anything else to add out there? Let the people know.
No, I got fitted for golf clubs. No, I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, anything else sports wise? I don't know. Been working on my basketball game. Not much. Golf game. That's all I got, bro.
Oh, I will just say I got to play pickleball like a couple weeks ago, and I'm pretty good at it. So y'all better watch out when I roll up, cuz.
Oh shit. Okay. Step up.
Hey, yo,
I'll play you.
all
Step
right, for
up.
sure.
I got a couple paddles.
Okay, I see you, cuz. All right, man.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Okay. Oh, and then just one last note.
What you got?
Update on my fantasy. I am currently. Give me a second. I was ninth place last week, but I lost, and right now I am currently sitting at. Where'd it go? League. I'm currently at 12th place. Not doing too hot, but it's okay. Still early.
You suck.
Had a couple players. I had CJ McCollum get injured. I'm moving up, so be on the watch out. I'm coming for a playoff spot at the very least.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. But speaking, wait, is your NFL or your NBA one? I know you're in like two of them.
NBA. Oh, my NFL one. I'm 8 of 8. I'm last. And,
Bro, you're
there was no
dog
chance.
water. But
Yeah, I know. It's the first year. What do you want?
all right. Anyways, Danny, you were saying NBA. Are you ready to move on into today's special 50th episode? First topic.
Yes, sir. So much to talk about.
Alrighty, then we're gonna be talking about the NBA now. So much has happened. A lot of things are trickling through Danny's mind that he would like to get off his chest. But Danny, if I can, let me read over you some of the best teams that are in the top 10. And well, actually, no, this is the top 10 in particular order. The best team right now is mostly teams in the East. You got the Celtics, the T-Wolves, Magic, the Bucks, the Nuggets, 76ers, Mavs, Thunder, Suns, and rounding off the top 10 are the New York Knicks, out of all people, of course. But yeah, Danny, what can you tell us about the NBA season so far?
I mean, it's kind of been what most people thought. Top teams are top teams. A surprising number of teams that I think most people did not think would be at the top. Minnesota Timberwolves coming out strong, being the number one defensive team in the league. Excuse me. Oklahoma City Thunder having a huge start to the season, being 13-6. I don't think people expected that young team to be making such a big jump so early. And on the East, similarly, the Orlando Magic, relatively young team, doing better than the Milwaukee Bucks, who I think most people, after the Dame trade at the beginning of the season, would have thought they would have been number one, number two, fighting with Boston. Still early in the season. They're both tied at second and third in the East with a record of 14-6. I think everything else has kind of gone to plan except for the Phoenix Suns with continuous injuries between their top three guys, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. conversation to be had a separate time for that team on its own. But Devin Booker having a great season so far. KD doing great. But yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Orlando Magic are two teams that I did not think would be second in their conference at this time of year heading into December.
No, yeah, I completely agree. When I was looking at the standings, I was like, the Magic, the Thunder, like, and particularly because one's in the West and one's in the East. Yeah, like, you didn't expect this from these teams at all. I can't even name you a player off of their teams respectfully, but yeah, hey, good for them. I guess they're gonna switch off every other year in Florida to see who's the best team coming out from that state. But yeah, Orlando coming out hot, the Heat coming out cold, and yeah, on the West you have the Thunder who are really really good, and hey, the other like lucky dog team from last season were the Kings, who are still pretty good. But yeah, I mean, how would you say, not schedule wise, but record wise, the Thunder are the better team from those two.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, the Kings I think they're still off to a good start with a record of 11-8, tied with the Dallas Mavericks. But if you're just looking at the way that the teams play, I think that the Kings aren't playing as quickly as they did, as frantic as they did last season. They're kind of had their thunder stolen this year by the Indiana Pacers, who are playing an insane quick game with crazy shooting. I think the Kings are much more solid. They have a great pick and roll with Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. A bunch of other guys in there. Malik Monk having a great start to the season. But yeah, I mean, still super early in the season, but yeah, the top teams from last season aren't doing so hot this season, especially the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think anyone expected them to be as far down as they are without John Morant, who should be returning soon. But he is just sorely missed in Memphis.
I mean, he's the guy that takes all the shots. He's the ringleader there, literally and figuratively. Like, who the hell is texting me? But yeah, he's the guy that would take charge of the offense, and without him, it's like you don't got, how would you say, like, you're missing like the battery, you're missing the engine to the car basically, and it's not going nowhere.
Yeah. I think what the Grizzlies had in mind was to have Marcus Smart pick up the slack where John Morant is missing, and provide a little bit more defense. But he hasn't been much of a factor for Memphis.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a playmaker to begin with. And we talked about it before, but the loss of Tyus Jones as the backup point has really been hurting him. He's been balling out in Washington. But yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about teams that are getting in and getting a little bit of pressure games out the way, we can talk about the exciting in-season tournament that's going on currently right now as we speak.
You ready to move on to that already?
We just had the first semi. Oh, of course. What else is there to talk about? You want some other stuff?
I have questions, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Question number 1. How is Damian Lillard doing? What do you think is his status right now?
So, early in the season, we had discussed Dame not doing so hot at the beginning of his time in Milwaukee. Since then, he's currently averaging about field goals. He's averaging about 25 points per game. A surprising drop from his 32.5 that he averaged last season. I mean, he's taking about 8.5 3-pointers per game. He's making about 33% of them. And he's taking about 17.5 field goals, making about 42%. I mean, he's doing pretty good. His assists are up. He's just about under. He's at 6.9 assists per game this season. He is doing much better than at the beginning of the season. I think sharing the spotlight with someone as big as Giannis, with others that can blow up the scoreboard sneakily, like Brook Lopez, a shooter in Malik Beasley. They just got so many people, Pat Connaughton, Jay Crowder, just a handful of people, even though they were injured, and Chris Middleton, not to leave him out. Campaign as a backup point. There's just so many people to share the spotlight with that weren't able to handle the ball and do as well in Portland, that he now has to take account of, share the ball, share the time, share possessions. His points per game are going to go down, but Milwaukee, obviously doing much better. They're third in the East, and defensively they've looked much better than what they looked like at the beginning of the season. I think the last time we talked about it, I was really happy about the Hawks defense against their first game, their first season win against the Bucks, and now they played this past Saturday, totally flipped. The Bucks had them on defense. The Hawks were able to hang in here and there, but right at the end, the Bucks were able to make stops when needed. The Hawks weren't able to make a basket. So I think they're doing much better. Dame himself hitting big shots. Right now, as we are recording, the Bucks are playing the New York Knicks in that in-season tournament, which we'll talk about in a second. And he has 15 points on the night with 6 assists. So he's doing great, I think.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, man. I know we want to just check in on him really quick. I know, like I said, we kind of talked about it extensively, and yeah, I just wanted, because it was a big deal. It was, I mean, the most impactful trade from like the trade deadline and from movement and for the NBA. So,
yep.
I mean, yeah, I just wanted to let the people know on what was going on with him. But we kind of already went over this other question I had. Why are the Magic so good, or why is the Magic so good? Like, who's making it happen?
It's kind of everybody. Paulo Banchero, Jalen Suggs as a point guard, he has been having a great season. They're just a long and similar to Oklahoma. They're a long, lanky team. Everyone's contributing. They're young. I think the only thing that Orlando might lack is a little bit of size, or their center might not be as good as Chet Holmgren over in Oklahoma. But they're long, they're lanky. Their shot selection is kind of bad. Their offense is decent. Their defense is not great. But as a young team, they're just banking that when they are able to shoot, they're making a decent amount, and it's working for them so far. They're beating teams that we wouldn't think that they've been able to beat. But I think it's just that strategy of having a young team, molding them so that your point guards aren't just dishing the ball and waiting on the outside, waiting for a three again. Every guard, every forward, even the centers are crashing, waiting for rebounds. They're moving around. They're great on the offense. Their shot selection could do a little bit better, but they're still a young team. I think throughout the season, they're obviously their hot streak is not going to last. They might fall, down to the play-in, but by this time next year, they'll learn so much that they'll be maybe not contenders to win the championship, but they'll definitely be playoff teams by this time next year. Their teams have chemistry. They haven't been really affected by injuries thus far. And I think the length combined with the style of play that they've been able to do, especially on the Oklahoma City side, they're moving the ball well enough and getting out in transition when possible, that they're just beating these teams with older players, and teams that maybe someone like Dame, with smaller guards who normally are able to drive in. All of a sudden you're being crowded by 2 super long guys, 6-7 foot wingspans that will walk over to you, block your path, but still be able to rush back to the perimeter if you're trying to dish it, right? I think just the way that they've built these teams have made them successful.
So it's like a building year that's found success in a way, basically. Okay, it's still like a fresh team. You got a bunch of new guys,
especially
in there.
For Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think you're right there. And
Oklahoma, they still got a ton of first round picks.
Oh, that is also true. Yeah. So they could probably get better still. Maybe. Because you still got to kind of bank on
Oh, of
somebody.
course, yeah,
Or you give up those
yeah,
picks and go get somebody else. Who knows? I mean, it's an option.
yeah. I mean, if I was Oklahoma, if I'm trading for picks, I'm trading for more young guys, studs, like Bankero, maybe someone
LaMelo.
like Chet Holmgren, a great center. Shut up.
But yeah. Speaking of younger good players or any player, can you tell us one or two standout players that have caught your eye over the base of this season so far?
We talking rookies or we talking who we talking?
Anybody. Anybody. Yeah,
Anybody?
anybody that you're like, oh
Um,
damn, like I didn't expect that guy to have a really good season right now.
I mean, you expected it, but I didn't expect it to this degree. Devin Booker doing amazing right now. With Bradley Beal out, he's stepped up to handle the ball, pass the ball. His passing has been great. He's really been a great facilitator in Phoenix that I did not expect. I thought that they would have. Oh, I couldn't even name another point guard. But as a shooting guard, I didn't think that he'd be handling the ball as much as he is. They have Eric Gordon, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, Devin Booker has been doing really great. Another great guy. I mean, KD's been doing good. Who else has been a standout for me this season? Jalen Suggs for Orlando.
I mean, if you got no one else, then we're chilling. You already
Yeah, that's a
you
tough one.
fully answered my question there.
I mean,
Remember, they can see us now.
Devin
We
Booker.
can't
I
have
mean,
awkward silence like
yeah,
that.
every, oh, that's true. Jalen Brunson is the other guy that I'm
All
thinking
right,
of.
see, there you go.
Jalen Brunson. Yeah, I mean, this is outside because you still have your Luka Doncic.
No, yeah,
Um,
like you
you
have your
still have
stars.
Nikola Jokic. I mean, those guys, they're doing great. I mean, leading scorers and stuff, Embiid. But people who have surprised me, like Jalen Brunson, great player. He's still showing Dallas why you guys messed up by letting me go.
Hmm.
I mean, they would have got a bargain for him, re-signing his extension. But he has been doing so good for New York. Yeah.
I mean,
What about you, Rob? Have you been able to see any games
I
or
have
anyone stand out
not,
to you?
unfortunately, but I heard Jason Tatum has been lining it up because the Celtics have been really good. They've surprised me. I thought maybe their defense would struggle, but I didn't
Yep.
expect them to be number one because they were kind of like this around this time last year, and everyone thought they were the shits. And then what happened when they got to the playoffs? They kind of just fell off like so hard. So, man, it's really been a year. Damn. I remember around this time,
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Yeah, the
I mean,
Celtics."
not even a year.
Well, it's gonna be almost a year now. 'Cause I remember around Christmas time they
Yeah.
were at top of the table in the Eastern Conference, and they were really good.
Yep.
And it looked like this was like an old school Boston team.
Yeah.
But like I said, they kind of fell apart towards the end. So let's see, or for the Celtics, hope let's see. How would you say, the past doesn't repeat itself, basically. But yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
more or
I
less
mean,
all I
they
got to
added a
say.
couple of huge key pieces. Yeah. Let's talk about the Celtics and the in-season
All right,
tournament
there you go. That's I was thinking the same thing.
because the Celtics just played last night.
Yeah, what you got?
Exactly.
What you got, Danny?
Celtics played last night against the Indiana Pacers in the in-season tournament. Uh, Following that game, the Pelicans played the Sacramento Kings last night. Today's slate of games are the New York Knicks and Milwaukee Bucks, and will be followed by the Phoenix Suns and LA Lakers. But before we get there, the in-season tournament as a whole has been, I think, a huge success. It's up viewership, which background is the whole thing for the NBA. They wanted to increase regular season viewership because they're on their contract-ish year. I think next year is when they have to re-sign broadcast contracts with everyone across the board, ESPN, all that stuff, and yada yada business stuff. So they created this tournament both to excite players for regular season games, get people playing, put some stakes on there, have $500,000 for each player if they win, but also to give something for the fans to look out for in these early regular season games. Put some stakes in there. I mean, that's besides sports betting and stuff. But the regular casual player like yourself, Rob, normally I don't think would even bat an eye until Christmas Day when you're able to see some of these games for free, and you're at home with your family. You're like, what are we gonna do? Oh, let's put on a game. Let's see, LeBron's playing or so and so, Steph Curry's playing, so and so. Then you'll catch a couple season games, and then in those games they kind of catch you up on the NBA. But this in-season tournament, I think, has been a huge boost for people to kind of check in and say like, oh, this person just got knocked out, and then they're like, wait, knocked out of what? Oh, there's a tournament going on. So the semifinals just went down yesterday. The first round of the semifinals, with the Indiana Pacers facing the Boston Celtics, like I said earlier, and the New Orleans Pelicans facing the Sacramento Kings.
It was the quarterfinals, by the way.
What happened? Quarterfinals. Oh, excuse me. Yes. Wait. Yes, quarterfinals. Excuse me. I said semifinals.
Yeah. Now they're in the semifinals.
What happened? The Celtics. Wait, we're still in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There's two part of the quarterfinals, and then.
No, yeah. We're in the quarterfinals. Now they're going to the semifinals.
I got you.
Get it right, bro.
Yeah, they'll be going into the semifinals, which will be. We're posting this tomorrow, so on Thursday, the winners of tonight's matches and yesterday's matches will face off, and then the championship game will be on December 9th, Saturday, 7:30 on ABC, not a sponsor. But to talk about yesterday's state of games, I don't know how much you caught of it, Robert, but the Indiana Pacers and Celtics games, and the Celtics game was a thriller. I think the Boston Celtics were the heavy favorite, even though they lost in the point differential, so they played at home in Indiana. Without Kristaps Porzingis, they're missing a player, so a little bit shorthanded, but he's one of the two key pieces that they added this past summer, being the unicorn Porzingis, which no one wants to use anymore, that term, and Drew Holiday. You alluded to it earlier. The Celtics, they've always been great at defense, but with the trading of Marcus Smart, I think most people wondered, is their defense going to be as good? And when they picked up Drew Holiday, a great defensive guard, probably the best perimeter protector in the league as a guard, when they picked him up, all defensive questions went out the window. But if you watch the game, you already know the Celtics fell to the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. A thriller. Tyrese Halliburton had himself a hell of a night. Tatum was, people thought, showing up, and then all of a sudden he went cold. Jaylen Brown doing great, and also went cold. The Indiana Pacers, who were last in defense, defensive rating going into this game, played what I thought was decent defense and held the Celtics down in the third and fourth quarter for them to win out. It was a crazy game. The Pacers did so good, and I think it's a great look for them, and something that we'll see in the future. They got a taste of what a high stakes game, a playoff game, can be, and I think they stepped up. They had great shooting. The only thing I would say is they had poor paint defense. Whenever someone from the Celtics got in the paint, they basically scored. But going from no defense to some defense, I think is great.
Oh, okay.
It got pretty close down to the end.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Say one more point.
No, so they got pretty close down to the end, but the Pacers beat out. That's all I was going to say.
No, yeah, I did see that the Pacers, obviously, somewhat of an upset, because I even said on X, formerly Twitter, I don't know what the hell you guys want to call it, but yeah, I had saw that, where I had put out like, hey, there's only at least two teams that are good right now: the Lakers, who went undefeated in the beginning part of the tournament, and the Celtics, who have just been a juggernaut in the regular season as well. So I was banking on the Celtics to get far, but I guess not anymore because the Pacers knocked them out. So we'll just have to wait and see now what the Pacers do. But we got a little bit of time left here in the NBA section. But can you go over really quick what happened in that second game
and-
for the Eastern? Well, not, I guess, I don't know what to call
Yes.
it. The second quarterfinal game of the other day.
Yeah. Well, it was the western part of that night, that slate of games. So the New Orleans Pelicans played Sacramento Kings. Excuse me. The Kings were a bit of the heavy favorite, and they came out swinging. They went up 15 points early in the first quarter, and then it all fell apart. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, I think, similar to what we were talking about Orlando. In Orlando, the Pelicans are much longer. They're just lanky, long, good defender in Herbert Jones. Zion is big. Valanciunas is a big guy in the center. A little bit bigger than Sabonis, but Sabonis is so good. He's like Jokic, so good at working someone in the paint. But they ended up falling to the New Orleans Pelicans at the end. I think the Pelicans did great. They were hampered by a couple of injuries earlier this season. CJ McCollum with a collapsed lung. Trey Murphy was out early in the season with the injury in the off season. But they did great. They took the Kings out. From going down 15, they went up by 15 in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they finished the game out strong. So the Kings unfortunately fell. I think the Pelicans are a bit of an underrated team this season, and the Kings, I think it's a game that was dropped. They showed us last year that you can't count them out. They're a high flying, quick team, and I'm excited for the next set of games with the Pelicans and the Pacers facing off with the winners of tonight's games. Excuse me. So the Pacers will face either Milwaukee and or the Knicks, and the Pelicans will face either the Lakers or the Phoenix Suns. Robert, do you want to pick who you think will make it through tonight?
I'm gonna have to go with the Lakers, who have just been good. I know the Suns have, they have their weapons, and I don't know. I'm gonna go with the hot team. And then between the Knicks and the Bucks, as of right now, the Bucks are leading as of this recording. It's the end of the third, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks make a comeback. So don't be surprised if New York's in the next round as well. But if you were to ask me, I don't know. I guess because I'm from Southern California, I'm gonna have to. If you were to ask me who's gonna win it all, just give me the Lakers, bro. Because I mean, how do you get hot in the tournament? So, but yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else? What were you gonna say? Go. What are you gonna say?
No, I think it's a toss up between either. I think the Bucks are definitely gonna take it over the Knicks. I think for the Suns and the Lakers, I think it's a bit of a toss up. I mean, both teams have been doing
a little bit,
relatively well. Like you said, the Lakers are undefeated in the in-season tournament, so when it's on the line, they've been doing great. The Suns only dropped one game, but yeah, I mean, they're still missing Bradley Beal. He's not going to come back tonight, but yeah, I mean, I think a question with the Lakers is how long can LeBron play so heavy in these minutes where he's needed as an older guy. But I mean, so far he shows no signs of stopping, so I'll go with the Lakers as well.
No, yeah, hopefully they make it all the way because we're another kind of foolish. But it is what it is.
Yeah, got there.
But let me see, what else do we have
here? What it is.
Did we ever kind of? So I'm going Lakers and you're going Lakers. Is that what it is?
Do you want to pick a championship team who you think is going to win the in-season tournament?
No,
to take it all.
No, yeah. So I'm picking the Lakers. No, I'm picking
to take it all the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So between all the other teams,
what you got? What are you thinking?
I will take. I think I'm gonna take the Bucks.
The Bucks,
I think the Bucks are gonna take the whole thing.
Give Lillard his first title.
Yeah.
First non-participation trophy.
Or something.
Yeah, basically.
Participation trophy.
No, he's getting a non-participation trophy.
Yeah, I think
he's getting an actual trophy now.
No, oh, sure.
Other than MVP or pound.
I think it'll be the. Yeah, I think it'll be the Bucks and the Lakers in the final, and I think the Bucks are going to take it.
All right, I'm gonna have the Lakers
they're a strong
taking
team.
it.
I think the Lakers are still kind of gelling.
Yeah,
All right, we'll
I see. Yeah,
I mean,
I've kind of seen that in the highlights. Yeah, But alrighty, man. Do you have anything else
Yeah.
to add
So
in regards to the NBA, or what are you gonna say? I want to cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say, check out that championship game. It will be Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Not a sponsor. Um, yeah, I'm excited to watch. Hope you guys are excited to watch. Robert, I think we're ready to move on to topic number 2, MLS Cup Playoffs.
Alrighty, yes, we are going to be talking some footy now, because that's also another thing that's popping off right now in the sports landscape. Looking at my notes here, we just had the MLS Cup Conference Finals over the past weekend. We had in the Western Conference, we had the Houston Dynamo go over to Los Angeles to play LAFC, in which the game ended 2-0. Los Angeles Football Club being the victors, getting that 2-0 lead over the Houston Dynamo. We had, in the 44th minute, we had Ryan Hollingshead score the opening goal of the matchup off of a corner. The ball kind of squirted, ping-ponged around in the box for like a second or two. Ryan Hollingshead made a last second run, into the box and was able to tap the ball in for the first goal. The second goal came in the 80th minute. It was an own goal, unfortunately, by Franco Escobar. And yeah, LAFC are going to their second consecutive MLS Cup final, where they were looking to defend their title from last season, where they beat the Philadelphia Union at home. And then, of course, who are they going to play? In the Eastern Conference, we had FC Cincinnati play against their in-state neighbor derby homies, the Columbus Crew, your Columbus Crew, Danny. And in that matchup, we had, and you're going to love this, we had Cincinnati up 2-0. We had Cincinnati in the 14th minute scoring a goal by Brandon Vasquez. And in the 45th +3 in stoppage time, we had recently announced league MVP Luciano Acosta, the Argentinian, scoring off of I believe it was a free kick. And yeah, you would have thought Cincinnati's playing at home. They were number 1 in the table. They were, Supporter Shield winners. You thought maybe, this is it. They're going to take it home. But no, 2-0 is the deadliest lead in all of soccer, all of world football. So do you see where this is going? Coming out now. Let me see, where's it?
Don't tell me they lost.
Well, it all started with the Alves Pau own goal in the 75th minute. So you thought, okay, 2-1, 75th minute.
Own goal, loser.
So you're like, okay, maybe Cincinnati can hold on. But no.
There's a chance.
In the
There's a chance.
86th minute, Diego Rossi scores the game-tying goal. Now if you're a Cincinnati fan, you're like, oh shit, here we go again. And then with that game-tying goal, it was 2-2. Now they go into extra time, or overtime per se. And once in extra time, the Crew just took the lead. In the 114th minute of the game, coming on as a sub, Christian Ramirez scores a game-winning goal. And you could tell that Cincinnati was on their last legs. Literally, they had defenders cramping up, couldn't keep up with the attacking wingers, with the attacking midfielders. And yeah, Ramirez, I believe, I think it was him, just had a baby or was going to have a baby, showed up late, and he was already going to be a sub, but you wouldn't expect him to play. But yeah, he rolled up and he showed out and got the game winner for the Columbus Crew, who in the Supporters Shield standings finished higher than Los Angeles, so they will be hosting the 2023 MLS Cup at Lower.com Field in Columbus. So it should be a doozy. You have the black and gold versus the black and yellow. So it's somewhat of a coincidence.
Ooh.
But yeah, it should be a good game. The game will be Saturday, December 9th, the same day as the NBA in-season tournament final, right? Am I correct? Yeah.
December 9th, yes. What time is it? Says it will be at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
So
Pacific time.
Won't conflict. 1 p.m. Pacific. Exactly.
1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern. And I believe the game should be on Apple TV. But I knew I forgot something. But it should be on Apple. It will for gosh damn it. Now you guys can see me stutter.
Looks like it'll be on Apple TV and on Fox.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. Because I was scared that they're gonna have to make you pay for that shit. Because I would have been so annoyed. I did hear there was people pissed because they made people like re-sign up just to watch these conference finals games, which is
Oh, come
insane.
on now.
Yeah, that's
Like, it's
crazy.
already included in the year. You're gonna make them renew early? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Come
what?
on now.
Yeah, dude. But hopefully
That's
they
insane.
rectify that. But just to talk a little bit more about the two teams, we got the Columbus Crew, not just an original 1996 club of the MLS, but the original MLS club from I bet you can even say 1995 technically, from when the league organized itself as a front office unit. Um, the Crew, they're no strangers to the MLS Cup as they have won the MLS Cup twice, once in 2008 and once again in 2020. I remember that one. I think they beat Seattle. They held on for dear life in that one. I remember watching that one a couple years ago. They also won the Supporters Shield in 2004, 2008, and also in 2009. And in inclusion to their trophy cabinet, they also won the U.S. Open Cup in 2002. They also have one other MLS Cup appearance, which they hosted. That was in 2015, where they lost to the Portland Timbers, where the referees lost their damn minds. But I digress. On the other side, the away team for this is LAFC, who are looking, like I said earlier, they're looking to defend their title from 2022. They also won the Supporters Shield last year. So I guess we could kind of highlight here a few people for each club and who I think should be having a good game. Let me see if I pull up my stats here on my handy dandy telephone. Yeah, for Columbus, you got Chucho Hernandez. He's great. He's played 32 games. He has 20 goals under his belt. You also had Christian Ramirez, who came off the bench, which, to my knowledge, that's how. Dang it, I remember his name, but I don't remember the coach's name. Gosh, I remember his face, but I can't remember his name. Gosh damn it. Oh, Wilfred Nancy. There you go. Who they got from Montreal. Kind of a sleeper coach. I think that's the way he had it organized. I think he started Christian Ramirez in the beginning. Then he switched them out. Ramirez has 10 goals within 34 matches. And also in the midfield is Lucas Zelarayan for Columbus. 20 matches under his belt, 10 goals. Opposite on the attacking side for LAFC, you had their stud, Dennis Bawanga. Currently this year he's played 35 matches, 24 goals, really good. And of course they've had Carlos Vela, who's been the leader at the helm. This might be his last year at LAFC, so we have to wait and see what happens after that. He has 38 matches, 9 goals. And the guy that I don't think anyone really expected to kind of show out here, Ryan Hollingshead, defender, 36 matches under his belt with 7 goals. In the assisting bracket, we got Chucho Hernandez once again for Columbus. We got Alexandro Matan. And then Aiden Morris, the young man, he has 8 assists for Columbus. Then, of course, in the assisting bracket for LAFC was 13 is Carlos Vela. Dennis Bawanga with 7. And then, Matusi Bogus? I think it's Bogus, yeah. He has 7 assists under his belt. Head-to-head, as of 2018, I believe LAFC took the first one in 2018. Columbus won in 2019. So it was 1-1. LAFC won in 2019 again, 0-3. And yeah, LAFC as of late as 2022 were victorious 2-0. So I believe, 3-1 in favor of LAFC. No draws.
LAFC.
But yeah, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, December 9th, 2023, out there in Columbus, Ohio. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a cold one because we're going to be almost in the middle of December. And, hey, a final in Miami doesn't sound that bad whenever they go to the East Coast for these finals, Danny. Because you've seen it before. Quick backstory. I think it was the 2013 MLS Cup, and you had Real Salt Lake, and I think Kansas City was in the Eastern Conference at the time. And they had the final in Kansas City. I think it was Max Bretos talking to the commissioner, Don Garber, the soccer Don, at halftime when the rumors of a Miami club coming to to the league, and Max Rose was even like, yeah, a final Miami sounds good right now because as they're talking, it was like an outdoor halftime desk, bro. You can see like they were like breathing out ice cold fire, bro. Like it was that cold. It was freezing.
Damn.
No, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's cold out there. But yeah, the Columbus Crew faithful, I think that was it the Nordeca. Correct me if I'm wrong. Should be pumping and jumping out there. LAFC has a pretty good supporter group. They have a good following. So yeah, it should be a good time. Let me see how we doing on time on this topic. I think all right, we're a little bit halfway there, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you have to add on this topic? Dan?
Just to talk about it a little bit more, pulling up the Google stats, Columbus Crew seem to be the favorite with the winning probability of 43%. LAFC with a 30% win rate within regulation, and in extra time, it looks like LAFC is going to be the favorite to win in extra time. So, as someone who's stuck between a rock and a hard place, I would go with Columbus Crew. I wish I could, in spite, support LAFC because they're the rival to your Galaxy, but I'm a Columbus Crew OG. Not really, but I'm gonna claim it. I gotta support the Columbus Crew in this case.
Danny, can you remind the people why you're a Columbus Crew OG? I love this story. It's very simple though.
Okay, here it is. So, it's a complex story filled with tragic history and twists and turns.
Oh, is there more to the story that I don't know?
No, but I'm gonna embellish it. So very basically, my mom had taken me and my brother out on, I think it was after Christmas sale shopping somewhere or other. And after 2 hours of shopping around doing nothing, we ended up, I believe it was in an Adidas store, in an outlet somewhere. And we saw a big old bin, you know how they are with the mini soccer balls, the skill balls. And my mom said, you guys can go ahead and pick something out. You've been real good today. That's probably because it was like $5 a ball, and it was 30% off that $5. So it was like a $3 ball, whatever.
Nice.
$4 ball. So we went. The first ball that looked great to me, picked it out, Columbus Crew. My brother, I don't even remember who we picked out, but he picked out another one. I bet it was Dallas or something because it was white and red.
Probably Dallas or like New York.
Ever since then, Columbus Crew. Yeah, something like that. It was a while ago, so I think it was Dallas because New York is a relatively new team, right?
Kinda, yeah. I think
the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah, they had rebranded from
cause
their old team from in 2006 or 2005. How old do you think you were at the time?
Yeah. I mean, I was probably like 10. So what is that? That's
So we were like in at least fourth or fifth grade, maybe. Yeah.
Like 2008.
Yeah, 8th grade. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, 4th grade. Yeah, 2008, 2000. Yeah, you're 4th or 5th grade. Yeah. You're old, bro.
Yeah. So, but since then, shut up, you same age. But
bro, we're basically the same age as the league. Think about that real quick. Like we're like 2 years off.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, whoa, the league's the league is
like 29.
2 years younger than the league.
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
29.
Use your math, everybody. You'll figure it out.
Almost. Yeah. But that ball I had kept with me, not because I love Columbus Crew, but because it was the perfect height if I slightly deflated it as a footrest under my desk. I still haven't gotten another one, but
you're fool.
I had it with me up until 2020. Actually 21. Yeah, 2021, where my dog got a hold of it and ripped it to shreds.
No.
That's the only time I had to throw it away.
You never told me this.
So
what was it, Clifford?
Yeah, I had to throw it away.
It was Clifford, huh?
2 years ago. Yeah, it was Clifford at the time.
Damn, R.I.P. Because Danny.
Well, actually, innocent till proven guilty. I don't know which dog it was. It was one of the two dogs at the time. So
Danny, for the dog people, can you tell them what type of dog you have?
Yeah, I got 2 golden retrievers. Clifford is the older one. At the time, he was probably a year and a half. And then we had rescued another golden retriever. Her name is Bella. She was about a year old at the time, maybe a year and a half. If she was a year and a half, then Clifford was almost 2 years old. But one of them got a hold of it, ripped it to shreds. Oh well. Maybe I'll find a ball to replace it. But yeah, it's just the perfect height,
Bro.
Inflate it a little bit so your feet can rest on it. Man, it was so good.
Man, that sucks, Zach. I was gonna say you could probably make some money off of that shit because they don't even have that. If I'm assuming it had to be the old logo. Where if you're watching the video of this, I'm gonna like kind of do the. It was the construction guys, and they're like this with their hard hats because they're the crew. They're the construction.
Yeah. They had exactly. They had their arms crossed like that. Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Like I remember that was a big deal when they changed the crest because they were gonna change the name. Kind of, it was gonna be Columbus SC, and the crew was gonna be like just a moniker on the side. Like, oh, we're not even gonna own that.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So after doing a quick search, the new ball is mostly white. So the old ball I had, if anyone, to the 5 listeners who might even, to the 1 listener who might even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's probably Alex. Shout out to Alex.
Dark gray ball. Shout out Alex. It was a dark gray ball. It was mostly like dark gray with black and stuff, and it had that logo where they had their arms crossed. Man, I can't find it right now. But I'm sure it was an Adidas ball. Yeah, I'm seeing one where they have the construction hats and they have their arm. That one guy has his arm crossed.
No, yeah.
It wasn't a white ball.
It wasn't white. What color was it?
It was dark gray.
Dark gray.
Damn. Yeah, it was like dark gray with black accents and stuff. It looked kind of crazy, but it was really cool.
Yeah, bro. I wish I would have seen it because
cool.
I feel like I could like picture it in my head because of the logo. Because that was like a synonymous logo. Because like you're gonna put people as your guys' crest. Like what the fuck? I found this one on eBay.
Yeah.
What was this one, Danny? Is it that one? Oh, it's like a job. Was it a job?
Oh, you know what? That looks really close.
This this came out like during
that might be it.
I just realized it's a Jabulani. That's the 2010 World Cup ball. So unless
2010, it looked like the logo wasn't that big. It's really close though. Like instead of having the logo be like a majority of the ball, it had multiple smaller logos of that, and it was that like black and gray, that like dark gray and like silver and stuff like that.
Yeah, I literally just typed in Columbus Crew soccer ball.
How'd you find that so quick? That's crazy.
I just looked it up on images, bro. You got it. You're not as skilled as me, bro.
I was trying to do that too.
But yeah.
Oh, I looked up skill ball.
Maybe skill ball, you're a fool.
That's what I should have done.
Skill balls are expensive.
It's what it is. It's a smaller one.
Even replicas.
Really?
Yes. Bro, they're like.
Wait, this one signed. The one you saw signed was $300.
Signed,
what the fuck? God damn.
No, yeah, man.
Let me see if I can find it.
Dude.
It's really close to that ball. It's 2010. It's probably just like another version.
And
maybe it was like the year before or something because
it was
definitely
$5,
I don't think it was the logo. I don't remember it being that big.
Yeah. No, yeah, and because it's a Jabulani, those balls were at that time. That ball was expensive because they basically Adidas were like, we're gonna make the most spherical ball of all time. That's why it has like that weird triangle shape. So like,
yeah, and then people started complaining because it was too round.
Yeah, so like they would kick the ball and the ball would be like a knuckleball every time you hit it because it would go like straight and then just dip or go up.
It would curve like crazy.
Hey, but shout out to Forlan from Uruguay. He asked for the ball early, so he literally practiced with that ball before the World Cup, and he was like hitting that shit like a fucking rocket.
That's awesome.
No, yeah, shout out to that fool, Manchester United legend.
Damn.
But yeah,
what's up?
Do you have anything else to add? Let me see. Do we have any more time? Oh, we got a little more time. But MLS Cup, December 9th. I haven't even said who I think I'm gonna win. Okay, so here's the deal. So the homie Alex from Talk 2 Sports.
So you can't pick LAFC.
Okay, here's the thing. He swears, and I guess I've never noticed this. He swears that every time I pick against Columbus Crew, they win. So.
Okay. So you're gonna pick the Crew, or are you gonna go against your heart and your soul and pick LAFC?
Look, you already know what I need. I'm not gonna. If I say it out loud, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I want you to guess on who you think I want to win. without me saying it. Okay, if I
Okay.
say those words,
Okay, so here,
I'm gonna hate myself. But also, I want to
yeah.
see if this
So,
reigns true because I was like, hey, Cincinnati's gonna win. They're the number one team in the
yeah.
league, so I really want them to win. Well, of course, the opposite happened. But I've also stated that whenever the Columbus Crew are like this, you have a down year, then have an up year. A down year, then have an up year. So don't always count these fools out. So, like I thought in 2020, I thought Seattle was gonna whoop that
Yeah.
ass. It was the polar opposite. Columbus controlled the game the whole time and made Seattle look like dummies. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I would like one outcome to happen.
So let me explain a little bit of the mental gymnastics going on in Robert's head right now. So he, of course, does not want to say LAFC wants to win because he's an LA Galaxy fan, but he also wants to see if he picks the opposite team, if Columbus Crew will win. But that means that we have to say that LAFC is going to win and then Columbus Crew is going to win. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants the Columbus Crew to win so that LAFC loses. But if he's going to do that, then he's not going to be able to see if he chooses them to win, or if he chooses LAFC to win, that Columbus Crew will win. So he wants Columbus Crew to win, but to get them to win, he has to say that LAFC is going to win, and he's not going to say that. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be Columbus Crew in the end.
No, yeah, I'm just hoping for some fireworks. I just hope the game is not a dud. Because, that just makes for bad entertainment. Because, we have a lot of... Both teams have a lot of offense. So, what's up? What's your question?
Yeah. As a casual fan, if the teams are 0-0 at the end of extra time, they go to penalties, right?
Yes.
If they're tied at any score, actually.
Yes.
Okay. So... it being a cup playoff game, do you think the refs will give a little bit more to extra time so that it happens in action rather than at penalties?
Like, what do you mean?
Do you think is that a thing that happens?
Like, what do you mean by that?
Like for NBA and stuff, the refs I think are a little bit more willing to let the players play on and not call fouls to keep the excitement and the play, and the game going.
You mean will the refs let them dictate a winner in regulation than penalties? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't have to be regulation, but in play, like they might in regulation.
I get what you mean.
Cost them more stuff to give extra time.
Well, no, I mean the point of
so that it's happening in the play.
Well, the point. Okay, so I think what you're talking about, like when they add minutes after the game, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the stoppage time.
So the minutes are because of stoppage. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I hit the mic. But do you think that refs will intentionally, if it's a low-scoring game near the end of regulation, be like, if there's more contact, call, so that there's extra time, so that a team is scoring while the ball's in play rather than in penalty?
Yeah, okay, I assume you're asking me, are the refs trying to avoid penalties and let them play out? Because the answer would be yes. But
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that's what I'm asking.
But the thing when they do that, which they just had a problem with that in an international game, Mexico and Uruguay were playing, and they added 9 minutes of stoppage time, not overtime, stoppage time. So like the time that they needed, the time they had to make up, basically.
Okay.
The game ended 11 minutes after. Basically, he low-key gave Mexico 3 extra minutes to score and tie the game. After 9 minutes, there was a free kick of some kind, and they kept playing. And and no one said, and I haven't seen
why.
Nobody knows. The ref just kept letting them play. He kept letting them play for no reason. But another thing too, I will add
the Indiana Jones mystery
to the fire. A lot of people have been complaining that since FIFA really wants the teams to play, they've been cracking down on like time wasting. So they're like, okay, if you're just gonna be wasting 2 minutes, we're gonna add those 2 minutes to extra time, or no, excuse me, stoppage time. So instead of 5 minutes of stoppage time, we're gonna have 7 minutes of stoppage time because you guys wanted to mess around. But now people are complaining because
Yeah.
what's happening is they get to that, and usually, stoppage time is not supposed to be 7 minutes, like 3, maybe 5, but it's because the ball is not in play for those moments. So now it's like we're adding like another 10 minutes to a game, and it's just taking forever, and we're just sitting there. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know in last year's final, the final before the 2021 MLS Cup final was between New York City at Portland Timbers, and there was some contact in the box where I think Portland scored to tie it, or they went the winner to tie. I don't remember, but basically that game was. I mean, the goal was crucial to the ending of the game, and they were trying to say that someone pushed off a defender, but they both went up for the ball, but as you can see in the replay, it was just like a collision, but it wasn't like no one like elbow. It was just they bumped into each other, which you're not necessarily supposed to do that, but they both had alleyways to go for the ball. They both had jurisdiction to go for it, and one guy came out on top, and it was just kind of like one of those moments where it was like, hey, like, what the heck, ref? And it's like, well, no, like, you guys both had a chance, and, well, one guy came out the victor. But, let's see where this game goes. Last year, LAFC and Philadelphia went to penalties. That game ended, or extra time, with overtime, Danny, was crazy. He had the goalie from LAFC break his leg and ejected. And then
oh shit.
Well, he broke his leg as he was tackling a guy and he missed. So instant red. And then Gareth Bale scored the game-tying goal with like 2 minutes left in the game. And then that's how he got the penalties, and that's how LAC won their championship. But we just have to kind of wait and see what happens this weekend. Hopefully we get a chance to check it out.
Yeah.
But do you have
I'm excited.
anything else to add in regards to the MLS, Danny?
That's all I got, Rob.
Alrighty then, guys. We're going to move on into this week's warm-up topic, which is, Danny, 50 episodes of Rambling RunOff. Official episodes, Danny. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, man? We've made it this far. We've made it this far.
5.
We've made it this far, my guy. We've made it this far. But
finally,
I'm happy that we made it to this point in our podcast journey. I would say career, but we don't get paid for this. But I've had a really good time.
Paid nothing.
Shout out to the homie Luis who bugged me to death to do something. I mean, those first 2 episodes are online. They're really short. They're crappy. I was sick on one of them. But if you go onto our YouTube, they're there. It's just me by myself talking about whatever. You can see the beginning and the remnants of how this format of the show kind of began with the 4-topic idea. But go check out my goofy Adobe stock picture, which I think is right now.
Hey, where's my credit?
Hey, wait, I haven't got there yet, bro. Gosh, dang, Danny.
Fine.
I haven't even got there yet. Damn, I'm still talking about
Luis. Let's give his flowers to Luis.
I'm still talking about 2019. 2019 or 2018. I don't even remember.
Hey, I helped you make those stock photo logos and shit, man.
Wait, no, the one I have, if you go onto it.
You workshopped it with me. Yeah.
Did you? No, that one I got off of it. It was a little. It was a little picture. I got it off of Adobe stock. And if that's why if you go on the YouTube, it's blurry because I made it big.
The yellow foot with the rainbow running, right?
No, what the fuck? Nah, you're tripping. No, I got that from Adobe stock. Unless it was the idea. Am I tripping? Or unless I'm tripping. Alright, I gotta pull it up too then, because
I'm pulling it up. Okay. Yes, that yellow foot with the thing. You sent that to me. I was on the bus going home.
Okay, I do remember that.
I was on the bus, and you're like, hey, what do you think of it? Dude, the name Rambling RunOff. You workshopped that with me, bro. We workshopped it together.
Okay, Danny, I haven't even got. Gosh, okay, Danny really wants me to give him his flowers now.
Okay, my bad.
So shout out to Danny.
I love Luis.
I do remember that.
Thank you, Luis.
I do remember that. Okay, you triggering, You triggered that part. I remember we were on the bus, and you're like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, You're like, "What do you want to call it?" I'm like, "I don't know, something with running," because like I used to run. For the people that don't know, like that's how this name kind of came up too. Cause damn, I'm like, I want to do something with running because I used to run a 5-minute mile back in the day. I can't do it no more. I'm a little bit out of shape now. Now in the day, I got a little heart murmur, kind of kicks my ass now. But yeah.
Who the fuck can, bro?
But yeah, like at that time, I was like, I want to do something running related. I might do running videos. Who knows? Yada yada yada. Here, I'm looking up on my phone right now because I could have sworn this. Yeah. You're talking about this one?
I think.
Oh, dang, the quality. You can't. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, the yellow shoe. Yes, that one. Yes, that one.
Okay, not. Okay, I could have sworn.
Yes.
Okay, no, there's no way because I got one from Adobe stock.
You picked what?
Am I tripping?
Yeah, you don't know. So what you showed me, you showed me that photo, and we're writing the name back and forth, and I said, hey, you should make that photo your own, and instead of having just the rainbow colors coming off the back, you put like sports equipment, like you put like a basketball, a soccer ball, a hockey stick, running off the back, so that it's like, it's showing that it's not just a running podcast or whatnot, it's a sports podcast.
Yeah. I do remember
that just has the name Rambling RunOff. You don't remember? See?
You're like, yeah, you're unlocking some other.
Damn,
I totally forgot about that bus conversation.
Shoot.
All right, chill. I'll put you on the spot. This is the man that forgets a lot of stuff. He's trying to cap on me. Nah. But yeah, dude.
Okay, yeah.
I do remember. And if anything,
I remember that.
If anything, Danny's the one that came up with the name Rambling RunOff because I was like something running, and he's like Rambling RunOff. I was like, that's it. So shout out to Danny Tan for coming up with the name of Rambling RunOff.
I mean,
what are you gonna say?
If it's a good name and it sticks, that's good. But I think you had said something like super close, and I was like, but it just didn't sound right. I think it was already Rambling. I think you were already stuck on Rambling.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You said something with like way more words. You said Rambling something now. I was like, what the hell?
Dude, I forgot about that.
Like,
you're right.
First off, if you're going to do that, because you already had Rambling, and I was like, if you're going to do Rambling, then it should just be one other word.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, this is like some production shit. I mean,
no, yeah.
Just, like,
no, this is about us. No, this next 10 to 15 minutes is about us, bro. We're talking about us, cuh. This is about us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you guys are interested, I think what happened, you said Rambling something, and I was like, that name is dumb as hell. Because it's too long. I was like, I think what I was arguing with you at the time was, imagine making a title with 3 long words or 4 words in it already, and then you still have to put the topic. Like, who the fuck is gonna search that?
I do remember.
Rambling's already a long word on its own.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like you gotta think about these things when you're putting these things together. You want it to sound good. You want it to be easy to search. You don't want it to be hard to spell. And it's got to roll off the tongue and hit the ear just right, So Rambling RunOff, I think, is a decent shot at it. I don't know. Maybe in 2 years from now, we're like, fuck it, let's rebrand. It sounds like shit, but I like the name still.
No, yeah, I like it too. I feel like it's still unique because the thing was, I would look up Rambling, and there would only be like 2 things that pop up, and I was like, this has to be it.
There's nothing.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing really. Yeah. And whenever, like, in the beginning when we went, so fast forward to the end of the world, the pandemic, Danny was like, dude, we have to kind of get our minds out of this funk. We have to get back into the world somehow. So Danny was like, hey, do you still have like the YouTube like for that podcast? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to do that? I was like, sure. I mean, I could download an editor and try to figure it out. And he's like, all right, fuck you, we're gonna do it. So like those first we did do you remember we did like a wannabe? Well, it wasn't a wannabe. It was a what did I call it? I think it's on YouTube. What did I call it? It was like a practice version of the show.
The boys are back inside. No, the pilot show.
Yeah, it was like a pilot. I was like, all right, Danny, low-key, I need to test. I know me and you can talk for a long time, but I need to see if you could do it consistently for like an hour or so. And I don't know, it kind of just worked out. Because what do we even talk about? I gotta look it up again. I got it right here on my phone, but yeah,
that's a good question. I'll click on it right now.
Because the pilot, dude, the pilot doesn't have anything. It's just
the NBA Finals.
It has to be
Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, NBA Finals and the Olympic Games,
mm-hmm.
And it says various other topics. I don't know what the rest of it is.
I don't even remember, honestly. But yeah. Oh, I want to point out we did change the name.
That was before we had a logo.
We did change the name technically. I think your girlfriend was like she looked it up and she's like, I can't find it. Yeah, get rid of the hyphen or the dash because it's just too hard.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? It does make more
Yeah.
sense, and it does look more better
It's
considering
true.
our logo now looks 10 times better than the original.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
With the dash. Imagine the shit with the dash. Come on,
I don't
man.
know.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know. I mean, because I
Yeah.
use Grammarly.
No, we know
Yeah,
it's
spell check was like, this is
yeah.
spelled wrong, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's do it grammatically correct. But no, yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you're looking on the video portion of the podcast, if you can see on my phone, I know it looks a little blurry, but yeah, our old logos, you can see the first podium show that we did. The first one I ever did with my homie Daniel Tom from school. We did the college football, which
Shout out Daniel.
we might do, we might not do. I don't know. It's up in the air. But yeah, that shit was nearly 2 hours because he loves college football. So and it got decent views on YouTube at the time for a 2-hour show. But that was when we were directing everybody to just YouTube. And then at the time we weren't doing like topics in the
there's nothing. It was just YouTube. There's no Spotify or anything else.
No, yeah, there was no. We didn't
YouTube.
use anything else because at that time it was just like, we would put like a goofy name. So like episode 4, boxing kicks. Okay, well, what's in it? It would be in the description.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I remember. I brought that title up. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Boxing kicks. I so like.
And then I was just like, like I don't know. I don't know if that's like attractive enough. So I was like, could we at least like try to put like show topics?
Yeah, the topics and shit.
And yeah,
it makes more sense.
It started working out. Yeah. I mean, it does it is a pain in the ass on YouTube. You go and have 100 characters, to do all that. And then what was it? I don't even remember. Let's say a little bit after that, I was trying to figure out how could we like promote the podcast on other platforms without me having to have a million accounts, which I still do, but Anchor, what popped up on my search, which is owned by Spotify, and so it was called Anchor at the time. So I told Daniel, I'm gonna sign up for Anchor, which is free, and that way I can post the podcast there. So it allows me to post it on Spotify, on their platform Anchor, on at the time Stitcher, on Google Podcast, on various other platforms,
which might not be anymore.
Oh yeah, there's no more Stitcher, but wait, what not? Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, well, Google Podcast I think is closing too.
Oh damn it!
Google Podcast.
Gosh damn it! But that's news to me. But yeah, it really helped out like post all the episodes, and now we're here at episode 50. If you can see, I have on my like holiday. All these graphics is done by our own Danny Tan, which I barely started messing with graphics the other day, and it's just hard.
Well,
I can edit videos, but I can't do pictures, bro.
Let's not steal all the. I mean, so podium show graphic, which is my favorite. Rob did that.
I did it. Shout out to Canva, not sponsored.
I like that podium show graphic and stuff.
Cause it's like a podium, small,
not
medium,
sponsored.
large.
I really like that one. Yeah, it literally is like and I like the moving colors, and I like it. It's retro style. I really like that.
And another inspiration for the logo, I told Danny, I'm like, give me something that kind of pops out. Like if you were in an I want like 80s colors, like an 80s running jacket, and he was like a Nike jacket. I was like, yeah, like that. So that's why it has like all the blues, but it has that piece of red and like a little bit of yellow in there that pops out a little bit. Because if you picture
a little bit of that.
Like a running jacket.
It's like the Nike ACG like type of like runner windbreaker type of thing.
Yeah, so from there it just kind of evolved. I added like show notes so you can see what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean we made it this far, but let me ask you this, Danny. What's been your favorite part of this podcast journey of ours?
I mean, just messing around talking about sports. I mean, I love talking about the NBA. I know, our viewership isn't crazy. I still really enjoy it. Hopefully a year from now, maybe this time next year, if we can double it, and double and double and double, I'll be happy. My favorite part is just, putting a little bit of creative juices towards something, working on the logo. I made a couple of them. I made the original one, the blue, red, yellow. I made a Christmas one. There's a spring one I think we never used.
Oh yeah, I mean
out there somewhere.
No, yeah, we can still use it. It's still good though. Trust. Thank you though.
I mean, I mean, there's still some other ones we can still mess around with it.
No, yeah.
I mean, we could do a logo rebrand. It's just been really fun putting creative juices and some energy into something that exists in the world other than what I do for work. That kind of goes into which is still important stuff, but I can't really show people that stuff.
No, yeah.
This is really cool to show. Hey, I learned some new skills. Learning Premiere, After Effects, and all that stuff to get some of this stuff together. It's been really cool.
No, yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you
What
on
about you,
that.
Rob?
Honestly, just the fact that you've come on this journey with me, and yeah, like shout out to all my friends who, you know, how would you say, what's the word? But not bugged, but like persisted to tell me to do this because they're like, you have editing softwares on your laptop right now. You go to school right now. All these tools. You might as well put them to something useful. And at the time, yeah, they're like, do podcasts or they're popping off right now. You might as well try it out, do it, see where it goes. And yeah, in the beginning it was like, whatever. But like, yeah, I feel like I should be getting paid for this. But yeah, like it is a
Yeah.
lot of work. Like,
Yeah.
like I do a lot of the stuff on my own, like the Instagram stuff you see, the TikTok stuff you see,
Yeah.
anything like if you follow us on.
Robert edits everything. He uploads everything. It's all him. I just sitting here on this mic doing nothing. He puts the topics together. He writes down. I mean, this is a professional behind the scenes stuff. This is a man that's a professional.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm
He's got the shit
professional,
ready.
but
I go to work normally, and then
I have
I
a
mean,
job
this is a
too.
professional stuff. Like you should be getting paid for this.
No, yeah, yeah. I
But
feel you on
what
that.
you're doing is full time stuff, and it's really tough.
No,
But
yeah, like the stuff you see on
you know,
Instagram,
there's a lot of stuff
X,
that
formerly
yeah,
Twitter. Like I'm the one posting all that. But like, yeah, like I'll keep it blunt. But it's been a rough year for me, and yeah, doing this is like, you know, how do I say this? Like, it keeps me moving forward. You feel me? Like it keeps me going.
yeah,
It gets me not just being stuck in the rut. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone. And I know like this year we didn't make a big jump, unfortunately, to a lot of life situations that happened to me. But if you go on our Instagram, you see our Spotify rap. Like we kind of moved up a little bit, but of course we could always be better. We could always
yeah,
make this into a real thing. I don't know. I want to do this. I don't know about Danny, but like for me personally, like if we could keep doing this and make it bigger than what it is now, like it would be the greatest thing for me, especially because this is what I like to do. I like talking about sports. I like chopping it up. I'm a talker, if you haven't noticed. But yeah, thank you to everybody. I would just for the future, for me, I don't know. Danny might say something different, but I hope down the line, like I said, we make it bigger. We make it bigger. We make it better. Hopefully, I start posting more stuff on TikTok, maybe on Instagram. You might see more reels.
yep,
And like I said, like we said in the beginning of this, like this is just for today. You can see us, but fingers crossed, I figure out a way on how to get us. You can see our faces more often. And yeah, thank you to everybody. I don't know, Danny, do you have anything else to say?
yeah. No, thank you to everyone that listened. Friends and family. I know Robert and myself might bug you. Give it a listen. Thank you for those who stuck around. Uh, you know, there, like Robert said, we had a little bit of slowdown in growth. Any growth, anything up, I see as positive. It's been great. It's good to even know that we're not putting this shit out to avoid. If I want something to improve, I know that Robert's got it. I've been asking him. I brought it all a while ago. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Rob. Um, you should make a website, dog, and put some articles out. In the meantime, in between. I know it's a lot more work, but I think you should put a website out.
I technically do have a website.
So that you can funnel people who are just finding articles. But that's your website. Get a Rambling RunOff website.
All right. I think I tried doing that. At the time, I didn't know what to do, though. Right. But I mean, I could try it again, low key, and just throw everything on there as well. I mean, that would work. Yeah.
A bit of a production side thing, but I think, hitting some like topical news things where people search for it that we catch that might not be bigger news, but there's a chance that ours is the third, fourth article that pops up.
Like there's a niche
on
audience.
Google, and click on that, and they're like, oh wait, shit. Exactly, right? For U.S. men's national team, maybe that we maybe it might bring up a certain perspective that no one else does. Someone clicks on that and finds a podcast. There's a little bit of growth there. And as a sports journalism major as yourself, all this is work. This is all work to put into your portfolio. I w- I hope and wish that this thing grows big. We get sponsors, and this could be a bigger thing. But if not, this is a huge portfolio for someone to put together, and Raul's doing all of it. So um, every bit of work is not going to waste. And I hope we get bigger and better. And again, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, here's to another year of podcasts, and hopefully everything looks up for everyone listening and for ourselves as well. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, once again, I can't thank you guys enough, but yeah, man, praises to y'all. Thank you, shout out to everybody. But yeah, man, it's been a good time, and hopefully we get more cooking on the podcast and we get it going. But
Hell yeah.
I know I always ask you. That's it.
I mean, that's it for me.
Alrighty.
What else is there to say? 5-0, baby.
Yeah, episode 50. But yeah, I guess we're gonna move on now to, of course, one of our main staples here, the rundown. And in this week's rundown, which I know we're running long, it's episode 50, guys. What are you gonna tell us? We're celebrating ourselves today. The rundown, and it's gonna be some housekeeping. The NWSL final took place a couple weeks ago. I got to see a portion of it. It was Gotham FC versus the OL Reign out in San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium. Gotham FC, or New York, New Jersey, were victorious 2-1 in the NWSL final. They had goals by Lynn William in the 24th minute, and a few moments later, Rose Lavelle was able to get through the back line and tie the game up in the 29th minute. But just before halftime, I believe it's pronounced Esler Gonzalez from Spain, was able to get the game-winning goal, the would-be game-winning goal, off of a corner kick. She headed it in the right direction. The goalie never stood a chance. And yeah, that was the game winner in stoppage time right before the half. And yeah, your New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC were NWSL champions. Just quick note, I think it was Gotham. Their goalie got ejected literally like a couple minutes before the game ended because she stopped the ball with her hands. Like literally, her hands were over the 18-yard box, and you're not supposed to do that. She wasn't out, but her hands were. She played the ball, so that was an automatic red. So one of the field players had to fill in as the goalie for the last couple minutes, but they were able to hold on and get the victory. And I was about to say, dang, I'm forgetting her name now. Oh, shout out to Megan Rapinoe, who played her last game for Reign. Unfortunately, she did have to leave the game early with a fifth minute exit. I think she ruptured her Achilles, unfortunately. A non-contact injury. Hope to a speedy recovery, but congratulations on a successful career. She got a couple World Cups under her belt, so she's chilling. Moving on now in the rundown, we also have the U.S. men's national team, which played a couple games not too long ago. They played against Trinidad and Tobago in the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals. Oh, excuse me. In the group stage, they played 2 legs. They were able to beat them 4-2 on aggregate. In the first game, they were victorious. They won 3-0. And then the next game, which was just honestly a crapshoot, they only scored the 1 goal in which they were leading, and then for some reason, Serginho Dest decided to take a dump on everybody and get himself ejected, getting 2 yellows in the span of like 30 seconds. And for some reason, tried to pick a fight with the ref.
Damn.
Then he tried to pick a fight with his fellow teammates who were telling him, dude, get out of here. You're screwing it up for us. And he has since, after the game, apologized to the fans, apologized to the supporters, apologized to his teammates and the coaches for his behavior. But the U.S. holding on down there in Trinidad and Tobago with the 4-2 aggregate win. By winning that series, the U.S. men's national team has qualified to the 2024 Copa America, which will take place from June 20th to July 14th in 2024. It will feature all 10 teams from CONMEBOL and 6 teams from CONCACAF. And in regards to the match that they had against Trinidad and Tobago, With the CONCACAF Nations League, they now qualify and advance to the semifinals, where they will face Jamaica at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, on March 21st, 2024. The final will be played on March 24th. On the other side of that semifinal for CONCACAF Nations League is Mexico and Panama. So we may see another USA versus Mexico final for Nations League, which should be exciting. Danny, I just realized I've been talking for the past two topics. Do you have anything to add in regards to the NWSL or U.S. men's national team?
I mean, U.S. men's national team. I mean, just to say what a quinkydink. I brought it up earlier. But yeah, we're building up to the World Cup in a handful of years coming to North America. I think a lot of eyes are going to be turned towards them. Looks like they're picking stuff up. I wonder how many players they're going to be able to pull from MLS to play for America at that time in America. To play, we'll see. But just besides that, we'll see what they have to do for the games and stadiums, seeing that SoFi Stadium is not going to be able to host them anymore.
For the World Cup, at least.
I mean, we'll see if they go to the Rose Bowl for the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, I do know for Copa America, they've already said Inglewood is going to be one of the for Copa America. They've already announced them. I know there's a East Central.
Oh, really? To Inglewood to SoFi?
Yeah, for the Copa America. So I think on the West,
but not for
the World Cup.
World Cup.
It doesn't suffice for World Cup standards. So basically, you're gonna have Inglewood, I think San Diego, Santa Clara. I think there's a game out in Arizona. Then in the Central, they have two stadiums in Kansas City. So I think they're using the Chiefs Stadium, and they're also using what is it called? Children's Mercy Park in sorry if you can hear my phone in the background. Children's Mercy Park where Sporting Kansas City plays. I think a couple cities in Texas. I remember off the top of my head. And then in the East, I know it's Atlanta, Miami, and I know in New York. So, yeah, Copa America. We got a lot of soccer coming, Danny, so you better be ready. That's all I got to say.
Hell yeah.
But moving on in the rundown.
I'm ready for it.
We missed out on NASCAR as well. And your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion is Ryan Blaney. He finished second in the final race of the season, outlasting other competing drivers, Kyle Larson and your boy, William Byron. No big hat today, unfortunately. Ryan Blaney, I believe this is his first Cup Series championship. Finishing first in the actual race at Phoenix Raceway was Ross Chastain. So you had double burnouts at that race. So always a good time there.
Damn.
Congratulations to Ryan Blaney. And to finish out episode 50, and then with some NFL news, just catch up. The Steelers finally fired Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator, and after they fired him, they immediately went over 400 yards in offense in their next game. So no more screens, no more short runs. No, that was the problem. People were tired of his very safe offensive outlook on things. They were winning games, but they were all scrappy games, and their offense was not cooking. So they decided to move on finally. Danny, it got to the point where he was basically the team and Matt Canada were getting trolled at other stadiums and other sporting events. Like there was a hockey game and they were chanting "Fire Canada." Like that's how bad it got.
No way.
And
that's fucked.
For the New York Jets, they opened up Aaron Rodgers and put him on the 21-day practice window. So I think he's looking.
This is insane.
Yeah, either his injury was not all that, or he's just a freak. Which there are a few freaks, but also he's going to be 40 years old. So we'll have to see. He might be 110%, but Father Time is undefeated. But
I mean,
what are you gonna say?
An ACL injury recommended a year recovery, a year rehab for him to be coming back. Achilles. I mean, Achilles did the same thing. You know, it's a major tendon in your leg. You're recommended a year recovery and a year rehab. I know Kobe did it in a little less than 2 years. but it's insane. Another tear in the same spot could have him out forever.
Yeah, I mean he's 40.
For the rest of his life, and
He's just
maybe
going to
with chronic
retire.
pain.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, should have done it 2 years ago. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, the Packers didn't want to let him go.
Please,
so,
Robert, continue. Yeah.
But
I mean, well, he chose to resign.
no, well he wanted to leave Green Bay, and they're like, no. And then he was like, well, you guys better get me some good players, and they started trading with any good players that they had at the moment. So
yeah. So he said, well, fuck it, I'm gonna retire then.
Yeah.
Should have just retired.
No, well, I think he was threatening, and they're like, oh no, and then no, he ended up not getting what he wanted, and that's why he left to go to the Jets. So, and that's where we are now. He's out on the bench, but he's looking to come back. So let's see what happens. But just finally to wrap up this portion of the rundown. Thursday night football, we got Patriots versus the Steelers on Prime Video at 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. Sunday night football, Eagles versus Cowboys on NBC at 5:20 p.m. Then we got two Monday night football games simultaneously. We got the Packers versus the Giants on ABC, ESPN Plus at 5:15 Pacific. Then we also have the Titans versus the Dolphins on ESPN at 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you follow us on our social media platform for polls and any other updates and highlights of the sort. So yeah, should be a good week of football. But Dan, do you have anything else to add in our rundown portion of the show?
Nope. I got nothing.
Nope. Alrighty then. Danny, it's been a good episode 50. Probably should have brought some confetti or something to throw up into the air, but it's okay. It is what it is.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
for episode 100.
I got nothing.
Maybe for episode 100, I'll throw up some confetti.
You know what? I do have one confetti piece right here. Here we go. Here's one piece of confetti, Robert. Here you go. Ready? Woo!
You're a fool. Well, yep. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching now on YouTube or Spotify for podcasters or wherever you may be. Thank you for listening, watching us here at Rambling RunOff. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. If you're on Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, leave a like, give us 5 stars, whatever their like rating is. It helps us out in the end. If you want to hear from us on the socials, follow us on X, aka Twitter, at Rambling RunOff. Also on Instagram, at Rambling RunOff. TikTok sometimes, which, fingers crossed, I've kind of promised we'll do more on TikTok, but it's a lot of work. But yeah, hopefully we'll get something on TikTok, so hit us up there at Rambling RunOff. If you want to be extreme, go on Reddit, Rambling RunOff, you can find us. But I've been your host, Robert Rios, for my co-host, Danny Tan. For everybody else that's also been featured on this podcast, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. See you guys next time. Peace.
Shout out Daniel Tom.
See you guys next time.
Peace.